Master Chief's adult face may finally be revealed, and 3 new Spartan characters alongside Chief. And Halo Infinite may be adopting a Destiny-like campaign multiplayer live service system. There is just a lot of Halo news to recap in this video, too much to tease here, so let's go ahead and get into it. This video is supported by Audible. Snag yourself a free Halo audiobook right down in the description below. So if you don't know, Halo Infinite will be coming to the Xbox 2, or the so-called Project Scarlet, which is, of course, the next generation of Xbox releasing next year, holiday 2020, alongside Halo Infinite's launch. Although not many people know that Halo Infinite will also be releasing on the Xbox One, current gen, and of course PC. Recently, during Halo Outpost Discovery Orlando, Frank O'Connor spoke directly to a Halo fan, Black Miss 523, about Halo Infinite on Xbox One. They talked about how they stated that they're going to put a great amount of effort into the Xbox version as well. They say, the Xbox One is not going to be a second-class citizen. We're building it so it plays and looks fantastic on Xbox One, and then everything else is plus plus plus, but we've got a few tricks up our sleeves that we're thinking about. This makes a lot of sense since Halo 4 and 5 didn't have the engine upgrade that Halo Infinite has now. The Slip Space engine probably has a lot of optimization and quote tricks up their sleeves and ways to make the game faster, considering much more demand with higher graphics. So it's great to hear that they're not forgetting about the Xbox One, the old generations, and Frank O'Connor also said, this time it's going to be up to you to decide. Is it going to be the Scarlet or PC? It kind of depends on your PC at that point, which seemed to be hinting at whether your PC has better specs than the Xbox 2 console, but honestly it's really exciting to hear that news because that means probably the Halo Infinite game will be able to run with lower end graphics or at least adjustable graphics. And speaking of which, I am just thrilled about Xbox Scarlet because the console is up to 4 times more capable than current gen, and put that together with the Slip Space engine, which has better optimization undoubtedly, I think that Halo Infinite's potential has just gone through the roof. It's pretty big at this point. Frank also said that the game on Xbox One will still look incredible, despite Project Scarlet's version will obviously be the special citizen of the game's release, looking the best and most amazing. Wait, if the Xbox One is first class and the Project Scarlet is first class, but it's higher than first class, wouldn't that make the Xbox Game Studios' Matt Booty recently spoke on the Game Informer podcast show in which he spilled details about Halo Infinite. He said, I think the first thing that is just very cool about where that game is headed is how they're thinking about expanding the world, right? I won't go as far as to say sandbox because you bring up sandbox and people sort of overload that term with a lot of other things. But what the team is doing to build a bigger universe and a bigger set of gameplay scenarios and just more things to explore is awesome. And it's just like the things they're working on is just really cool. So let's break down what Matt just said there. I think it seems that he is being careful not to say that it's going to be an open world game. That's kind of a spoiler as far as marketing goes, but I think this game will be an open world game to some extent, or at least have some open world elements. I mean, he goes on to alluding that something is going to be changing the way that Halo has worked in the past there. One part I want to focus and bring to light is a bigger set of gameplay scenarios. And also, he says more things to explore. That sounds like open world exploration there, right? That also rewards players, which Frank O'Connor has already tweeted about like a year ago. That could be a hint at dynamic gameplay, guys. More interaction with the environment instead of just point A to B running and gunning and maybe once in a while seeing a terminal. This could really introduce some elements seen from Bungie's Destiny into Halo, but probably in a fresh, unique way. Matt goes on to say, the second thing is just as they bring the Slip Space engine up to date with where we're at terms of, graphics these days, there's just some cool stuff design-wise. It's been really cool to see them get back to the shape language and design language of some of the earlier Halos. There could be said that Halo, when you get into Halo 5, maybe it was getting a little busy design-wise, and it's just cool to see that. At once, Halo Infinite feels more modern and cleaner, but I also think there are stronger echoes back to the roots of Halo, and it's really cool to see that stuff. To boil it down, I would actually say Halo Infinite is visually impressive and more expansive. So I love what Matt says here because he's totally right. 343 showed off some of the music, foreigner design, and other things that shows that they're finally, for the first time, I would personally say that since 343 has taken over Halo, are truly owning what a Halo game is actually meant to be, focusing on things like heroism and humanity and hope, and also getting back into the classic foreigner design surely is one notable example we've seen so far from the marketing. Halo Infinite has a lot more to offer than just that opening cutscene regarding honoring Halo, it seems though, from what Matt said here. Now it has a modern, cleaner feel that I'm sure is going to reach out to the UI, is going to reach out to the cutscenes, to the story. Everything probably just feels cleaner and more focused and more aligned to what is traditional, but also evolving for Halo gameplay and storytelling. And that's exactly what I think Halo fans need and want, digging into the roots of Halo. And over we've heard words like sandbox and bigger and scenarios, exploring, expansive, words like that. And I think this is all just leading to something resembling an open world game with RPG elements, or at least a certain function, a certain type of game mode in Halo Infinite, and that will probably involve choosing which mission you want to do, side missions, and so on. Think Destiny, right? Now, how that actually deals with gameplay, of course, that's way ahead of our time right now. We don't know how that's going to happen and how that's going to work, whether it be research trees, whether it be upgrades, whether it be weapon modifications, things like that, I don't know. But I am confident that I think this game is going to look graphically amazing, as said multiple times by the team, and whatever we get is going to probably look very clean and very modern, but also traditional. On the other hand, some are suggesting that Halo Infinite may be a live service game, much like Destiny. And this actually makes sense because Xbox and 343 have started focusing on more live services and having ongoing engagement, ongoing free DLC, and ongoing monetization of some sorts like Rex, right? I think the likely situation is this. Halo Infinite will host a campaign like the traditional campaign that we've had for years and years throughout all the Halos, where you can play solo, or you can flip a switch and have others come into your world, into your server, so to speak, like Destiny, and have an interactive experience with other players, an evolving world hosted by live servers with public events, missions, and so on. Things like that, much like Destiny, but still have that traditional multiplayer feel, social slayer, team battle, and so on. I think the problem, if you could call it a problem with Halo gameplay, is that once you play it through once, you've pretty much, done and did it, right? But if we have Covenant ships jump into a middle of a huge fight between Spartans and Marines and Covenant soldiers, then I think that would really mix up the gameplay and give us a reason to go back and play through missions again with dynamic changes that could change the strategy completely. But I digress. I think for a game like Halo, giving the player the choice with how much they're going to be involved with Halo's evolution or sticking back and being conservative is absolutely vital, which, assuming we get the options that we need to feel comfortable as a massive fan base, I think this would work out just fine with the most of us. If you don't want to play with other players, if you don't want the gameplay to be changed very much, there should be an option for you, right? Xbox's boss, Phil Spencer, recently just said and confirmed that single-player games are here to stay, and since Halo is Xbox's flagship series, it's likely that Halo 2 will respect that single-player focus of storytelling, and campaign gameplay. As discussed a while back, this dude, Pablo I don't know how to say that, was casted as Master Chief and very recently stopped by at 343 Industries for a mugshot with Chief's helmet, leading some to believe that Chief's face may be showed in the TV show. Also, since Showtime is a drama network, they're likely going to want to take off that helmet to show Chief's face and emotions, which would be mind-blowing because we really haven't seen that so far with Chief. We haven't really seen what he's feeling, his facial emotions, which is really important with empathizing with a character. Showtime president Gary Levine said, "There's all kinds of new drama that we will be exploring, but we will stay faithful to the canon. We're not going to violate violate anything that's in the canon. Which, by the way, is great to hear, since this summer many of us felt a bit uneasy, a bit worried by previous interviews that would be saying that they would be doing something otherwise, like shifting dates and timelines to better match the story that they had come up with. Which, honestly, you shouldn't be telling a story if it doesn't fit in the canon. Anyway, Gary was asked about fans seeing Chief's face in the show, and he simply said, "We have to wait and see." Also, Natasha McClone, I think, sorry if I butchered her name, she was casted and will star as both Dr. Catherine Halsey and Cortana, pretty much confirming both those characters will be in the show to some degree. Showtime also said this about Halo TV show: the series will also introduce 3 all-new characters to the Halo universe. Bentley Kalu, which will play a Spartan Vanak 134, a cybernetically augmented super soldier conscripted at childhood who serves as the de facto deputy to the Master Chief, and Natasha Kolzak will star as the role of Spartan Riz 028, a focused, professional, and deadly cybernetically enhanced killing machine, and Kate Kennedy stars as Spartan K125, an all-new, courageous, curious, and deadly Spartan super soldier. It certainly seems that since there's 3 Spartans accompanying Chief, that this will be Master Chief's main group of friends, his main group of comrades that he will be interacting with, much like Blue Team. So this is basically Blue Team V2. In addition, Woodbine was casted into the role of Soren 066, a disgruntled failed Spartan who is now confirmed as Master Chief's old friend, who is now in conflict with him. By the way, Soren is just a really cool story. He is a Spartan that basically rebelled, that betrayed the UNSC and got into a fight with another Spartan. So really, really cool. I'm really excited to see what they do with Soren and all these other new characters and old characters. Like this video up if you ended up enjoying, and let me know down in the comments below what you think of everything we discussed here today. Are you excited about Halo Infinite on the Xbox One, or are you getting it on the Xbox 2? Are you excited about it being an open world game potentially, or being like Destiny, or are you not? Do you not want that? Let me know why down in the comment section below. And guys, of course, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. Be sure to snag yourself a free audiobook, link down in the description. Guys, I'll see you soon in my next video. Peace.